Hello everyone, this is Neerja Malik, and my claim to fame is that I have been counseling cancer patients since 1998. I was diagnosed with left breast cancer on Friday the 13th of February, and December of the same year I started counseling patients. And you'd wonder why? Because I think that God has a plan for everyone, and He had decided that my vocation, my passion, my dedication is going to be the field of cancer and going through things myself so that I can help others deal with what they are going through, because the ace up my sleeve is, if I can do it, so can you. So that's me. And I want to tell you that, strangely enough, the day I got married, I had a bouffant, and of course I had the dupatta, and the next day there were two receptions. One was at a hotel where again I had a lovely wig and everything was done. The next day was at the Naval Command Mess in Bombay, where we had the naval band playing. And I had short hair because that was the original me. And it's very strange that everyone was shattered. And the women came and asked me, why did you need to cut your hair between yesterday and today? I did not realize that that statement of hair, today, gone, tomorrow, back, day after, was going to come up in front of my eyes and hair at a later stage in my life. So, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I was not scared of death, but I was very upset that my twins were only 7. So my fear was more of, if anything happens to me, what would happen to them? And it was traumatic, as anyone who has gone through cancer knows that. And I wept for 3 days. And then suddenly I realized, was it God who came down and said that I was going to die? Did He wag His finger at me and say, your days are numbered? After all, this thing about you have 25% chances of survival, and not in India, you have to go to America or France. This was said by a human being. And it is strange that I am sitting at a salon, having had my hair washed, colored and shampooed, because I love the name of that shampoo, No More Tears. So that was, for that day, my mantra, no more tears. And I decided that my goal was going to be to live for my twins. A little later, after diagnosis, the doctor said, your hair is going to fall after chemotherapy. So every day after chemotherapy, my first chemo, I would tug at my hair and just feel pain and it wouldn't come off. And you know what my thought was? Doctors talk. They haven't experienced chemotherapy, so what do they know? And then, just before leaving for Bombay, prior to my second chemotherapy, 21 days later, while I was bathing, and I put soap on the nape of my neck and the hair came off. And it shattered me for a split second because I had already expected that this was to happen. So I finished my bath, went to the balcony, waiting for my family to get ready and drop me to the airport. And guess what? There is a flower that you blow on gently and you say, he loves me, he loves me not, he loves me. And thinking of that, I pulled my hair and I blew it. And I watched the hair go off into the breeze, merge with the rustling leaves of the trees just in front of my balcony. And I want to tell you the feelings I had as I watched my hair fly off. I felt as if my troubles, my tragedy, my trauma was going away. It was such a relief. And when I realized that every woman, especially from Bengal, especially from Kerala, from a lot of the cities or the countries or the villages or the states of India and the world, if they've got long, luscious, thick, black hair, they feel that it is a part of their femininity. And when they find that they are losing their hair, it is a very traumatic experience. They feel as if they've come to the end of the world. I know that some of them have told me, I feel like a shaitan. So you can imagine the range of tragic, traumatizing emotions that women go through when they lose their hair. So guess what? The next best thing that occurred to me is that I noticed in Tamil Nadu that there were a lot of women who had shaved their hair. And when I did a little study, I discovered that they go to Tirupati. Now why am I telling you this? Because I hit upon a perfect plan. Anyone from the south, I would tell them, you're so lucky to be from the south. Because if anyone says, looks at your head, your shaven and shorn head, and says, what happened? All you have to say, Tirupati. Because when someone saw me with my hair shaved, that person turned to me and said, Tirupati, ah? And I said, Ama, Tirupati. And then I thanked God Balaji. And I said that, you know, when my hair grow back, I will come to Tirupati and shave it once again. So this is what I told all my patients, and I have counseled maybe thousands, millions of patients all over the world. And I tell them, you can make it a fashion statement. You can wear a nice cap or a turban over it, or you can just go free as a bird, as you are, secure in the knowledge that this too shall pass. And another of my mantras is, God is great and laughter is the best medicine. I need to tell you that when my head was actually shaven by a very dear friend of mine called Najma, who is running a beauty parlor, Najma's, and she is the daughter-in-law of painter, well-renowned painter M.F. Hussain. I told her, I said, please come and shave off my hair. So she had just become the proud owner of a ceramic scissor. She came home and she did such a close crop that it looked as if I had been shaved. Now I need to bring to your notice that it is not only the patient who goes through the trauma of losing their hair. It's the family who can't, assimilate what is happening to their beloved. So we were having lunch when my kids came back from school. And this is what happened. So my daughter, while standing, and I was sitting and eating my lunch, but eye to eye. And she looked at me and she swayed on her feet, rolling a hanky in her hand, and laughing straight at how I looked. My son came. He saw me. He looked shocked. He looked troubled. He looked down and he ran. And for 3 days, he did not look me in the eye. For 3 days, he avoided me completely. So, this example is just to tell you that what happens to us happens to our family also, our friends also, the caregivers also. Not only to the person who's going through it. Here, I need to make a special mention before I finish my story. I want to tell you what happened a few days back. I got a call from a very dear friend of mine, Kumaravi, and he said that my team is ready. They have an idea in mind, a campaign, and they would like to swing something by you. Is it okay for you to join? And my heart took a leap. I got so excited that it was something that I would not miss at all. And this is what it's all about. Hair, how we feel about it, when we are missing it, when it falls off, the dread we have, and the fear of what people will say about us when they see us like this. But you know what? This is what page 3 is doing. It became sensitive. It thought of something to boost the morale of us cancer conquerors. And it said, it gave us a chance to do things for ourselves which we may not have done in a long time. It made us feel good, whole and complete. It added to our sense of security. And they are friends of mine who were very excited about this concept, because the idea was, gosh, I'm not feeling normal, I'm not feeling okay, I'm feeling shy, but if I can get a makeover, if I can come forward and utilize my dreams of what I would have wanted to look and be like, it's going to be a big difference to me. And so I'm so happy that some of them have come forward to join us, because this is what page 3 is all about. It's like a new page to an existence with new streaks, new colors, new ideas, new passions, new positive thinking. And I'm so proud to be a part of this. And we can be in it together. It's page 3 now. They'll spread it. They'll spread the word. They'll spread the joy. They'll spread the excitement that people will feel when they can come back to what they feel as well. And I'm so happy.